we are going to introduce R's integration, that is Riemann-Stieltjes integration. Let alpha be a monotonically increasing function. In short, we write it MI. It stands for monotonically increasing function on AB, co-interval AB. Then alpha is bounded on co-interval AB as alpha A and alpha B. These are the function values at the end points A and B. Alpha A, alpha B are finite corresponding to each partition P consisting of points A equal to x0, x1, x2, xi minus 1, xi and so on, xn equal to B of co-interval AB. We write delta alpha I equal to alpha xi minus alpha xi minus 1, and this is positive, that is greater than equal to 0 because alpha is monotonically increasing. By definition of monotonic increasing function, this is greater than this. So alpha xi minus alpha xi minus 1 will be positive. This will be greater than equal to 0. Here I am showing the partition P of the co-interval AB. This shows the partition A which is equal to x0, then the points are x1, x2, xi minus 1, xi, xn which is equal to B. This is called the ith subinterval. First we want to find the value of sigma alpha I because it finds frequent application in R's integration. So sigma delta alpha I equal to 1 to n. You can write it on expansion equal to, when I is 1, it will be delta alpha 1, then plus delta alpha 2, and so on, delta alpha xi, and so on, plus delta alpha n. Now we put different values of I. For delta alpha I will be 1. So the value of delta alpha 1 will be alpha x1 minus alpha x0. So this is alpha x1 minus alpha x0. Similarly, delta alpha 2 will stand for alpha x2 minus alpha x1 and so on. Delta alpha xi, delta alpha I, this will be alpha xi minus alpha xi minus 1 and so on. Delta alpha n, this will be alpha xn minus alpha xn minus 1. So first term of each bracket will cancel out with the second term of the next bracket, and we will be left with only these two terms, plus alpha xn and minus alpha x0. All remaining terms will cancel out. So this is equal to alpha xn minus alpha x0, and this will be equal to alpha b minus alpha a because xn is b and x0 is a. So this is alpha b minus alpha a, and because this is greater than this, so this is also positive. Now we put just like Riemann integration. In Riemann integration we had taken UPF, LPF. Here we are taking UPF alpha, LPF alpha. We put UPF alpha equal to sigma capital MI delta alpha I, and LPF alpha equal to sigma small mi delta alpha I, where capital Mi, small mi are the bounds of f in this subinterval xi minus 1 xi. Now here UPF alpha and LPF alpha are called the upper sum and the lower sum respectively of f over co-interval AB. We define integral a to b upper bar f d alpha equal to greatest square bond of UPF alpha, so point number 1, and integral a to b lower bar f d alpha equal to least upper bound of LPF alpha, where greatest upper bound and least upper bound being taken over all possible partitions P of co-interval AB. If the integrals on the left of 1 and 2, that is these two integrals, are equal, then we see that f is Rs integrable over the co-interval AB. So this is the final picture of Rs integration. or Riemann Stieltjes integral over the flow interval AB.